The giraffe is well known as the tallest living animal, towering 20 feet high and weighing more than a ton, 2,000 pounds. But back then, it had such a very disturbing backstory. Back then, as a tradition, it has been known as one species, Giraffe camelopardalis, with a total of 9 subspecies. But recent researchers show that the giraffe is just one genus, Giraffa, with more than 4 species. Also, in the past, it was also called the camelopard because it looks like a hybrid of a leopard and a camel.
Man, I look so different back then.
Also, it was previously thought to be part of the Cervus genus, the genus of deer.
Kdaly2.0’s. Giraffe camelopardalis.
Hi.
Cervus.
Camelopardalis.
I'm
Kdaly2.0’s.
It's weird because its only living relative is the already awkward okapi.
Why did you name me this way?
Because giraffes and okapis originated from ungulates that look like modern deer, including Cyvitherium, which was originally thought to look like a hybrid of a moose and a giraffe. Even though okapis were originally thought to belong to the horse genus.
This pig looks so ugly that I actually laughed at its pimply face.
Look at this dude.
But anyways, this is a warthog. The real-life Dobson from Ice Age 4, Continental Drift. The warthog is actually 2 living species. The common warthog, or just warthog, and the desert warthog, in their own genus, Phacochirus, although they were formerly part of an alternative genus named Tapir. Size ranges from 22 to 33 inches tall, 3 to 5 feet long and weighing 100 to 330 pounds. They like to wallow in muddy water to cool down from the sun's burning heat, and they love getting very dirty. They have pretty large tusks that are used for fighting, defending and digging. But the most surprising feature is the hog's signature warty face that led to the name, warthog, and is so ugly looking that when people see it for the first time, their reaction is this. Even Pumbaa from The Lion King looks cute in comparison. There are or were so many giant pigs, including
Tickle Me Elmo.
The third.
But say hello to Big Bill, the original Pigzilla. His weight transformed from 200 to a massive 2,553 pounds, with a height of 5 feet and a length of 9 feet, meaning that he was larger than your typical domestic pig, and was also 2 times heavier than an average Angus cattle. He got to a very large size because he just couldn't stop eating, which led to him being very fat and chubby. His siblings were brutally killed by their and his mother rolling over on them, which then made Big Bill a single child. But then in 1933, he met the unluckiest death of all time after he broke his leg. Instead of putting a bandage around his leg, an unforgiving A.J. Wells decided to mount Big Bill, and then turned the 1-ton pork chop into a real-life statue. Wells put the hog to sleep by pouring a deadly amount of chloroform, so that Big Bill could go to bloody hell, which resulted to the most unforgivable, underserved, unfair and unluckiest death ever. At the time of his life, people previously and traditionally named him as the largest pig on record. Until pigs can be as giant as hippos. No, I am serious, guys. Meet Rumba. And I joke you not. He almost weighed 6 tons, or 11,000 pounds, and was a whopping 700 centimeters long. He was the largest of all swines. The largest in early times was Big Bill, a Chinese pig, who was named
Chun.
was a little more than 8 feet long, and she barely weighed a ton, aka 0.9 metric tons. Meet the okapi, the awkward hoofed hybrid. Look at that butt.
Remember what these look like.
These beautiful princes look like a hybrid of a large antelope, a zebra, and a cute little giraffe.
I don't say blah blah blah.
They stand 5 feet high and weigh from 400 to 770 pounds. Upon first glance, they look like a weird zebra horse with cow horns. Humans believe they are the African unicorn. They were formerly known to be a kind of horse.
Awkward.
But seriously, they're only related to the giraffe.
Giraffe camelopardalis.
These 2 animals came from small to large, deer-like mammals. It has an 18-inch long blackish-blue tongue, long enough to grab leaves from branches, but also to lick its cute little nose, just like a long nose swab, as well as its eyes, and even its ears. It technically cleans its own face.
Fingers away from the eyeballs, either!
It even has oily brown fur. This seal looks so clownish and silly that it looks like a cartoon character. Meet the elephant seal, the vicious clown seal. There is 2 species of elephant seal living right now, northern elephant seal and southern elephant seal. Both are part of a single genus, Mirunga, even though they were previously included in the Phoca genus of seals, and were also formerly part of an alternative genus, Macrorhinus. These are the biggest living carnivores, reaching 10 to 20 feet long and weighing half a ton to 4 tons, 1,100 to 8,799 pounds, with the largest bull seal reaching 23 feet long and breaking weight scales at 5 tons, 11,000 pounds, meaning that they can be as heavy as a bull African elephant. They are called elephant seals to describe not just the giant size, but also to describe the bull's signature large inflatable bulgy nose, used to make very loud roars heard 2 miles away. They may look cute and look very silly, but when bulls fight for mates, it gets very violent and yucky. This weird pig looks like a strange creature that came straight out of Star Wars. And I was like,
Ew.
and
Never heard of it.
Babirusa.
the alien pig. They inhabit Indonesia. They are 2 feet tall, 3 feet long, and weigh 200 pounds. It is well known for its signature tusks that are so necessary. The tushes look more like antlers rather than tusks. Hence its weird nickname, the deer pig, even though it is not that. These tushes never stop growing, sometimes killing it by piercing the skull. These pigs are so dirty. At first they were known to be part of the domestic pig genus, Sus. Isn't that very Seuss? These suckers are so ugly that they even make the ugliest warthog look very beautiful. This is the sloth bear, the real-life balloon. These sweeties stand 3 feet tall and weigh 320 pounds. They look like a hybrid of a giant dog and a black bear, even though they look cute upon first sight and like to lick off very sweet.
Ew.
They are literally monsters. They got talons similar to an eagle's talons, causing very bad facial injuries, and can bite as hard as hyenas. Making them powerful enough to actually kill a tiger. Isn't that very scary? Even grizzlies and giant polar bears are afraid of this cuddly and playful lover. Don't be fooled by their loving behavior, because this is the most dangerous of all living bears. Everyone knows that elephants are the world's largest land animal. But did you know that every giant African elephant bull is awarded as the largest living terrestrial animal? Usually, a bull towers more than 11 feet off the ground and weigh from 6 to 9 tons, 5 to 8 metric tons. But bigger bulls stood 13 feet tall and broke weight scales by surpassing 11 tons, 10 metric tons. The heaviest was shot in Angola on 1956, and was said to stand 13 feet tall and weigh almost 16 tons, 14 metric tons. It then became one of the most famous museum pleasers, but the tallest was almost 16 feet high and weighed 9 tons, 8 metric tons. These guys are big bulking animals. Their ear flaps can grow 6 feet long and 5 feet wide, and their tusks, or tushes, can exceed 30 inches long. But the longest were almost 144 inches long. Giant bull elephants with big tusks are called tuskers. Not just that, but their trunk is the longest animal nose, stretching 7 feet long and weighing almost 330 pounds. This creature that looks like a strange creature that came straight out of Star Wars will make people go.
Never heard of it.
This is a tapir, the mini elephant horse. It is a large semi-aquatic hoofed mammal. 4 kinds of these are known: the mountain tapir, the Brazilian tapir, Baird's tapir, and the Malayan tapir, with an unknown but possible 5th. Size ranges from 200 to almost 1,000 pounds, while being from 5 to 8 feet long and being 2 to 5 feet tall. The star of this show is the prehensile nose, named a trunk or proboscis, necessary for ripping leaves off of trees. It also has a tongue, long enough to lick its trunk's nostrils.
Pick Buttercup's nose. Please don't. Ew.
It looks a bit like a pig, but previously they were known to be part of the hippopotamus genus. along with hippopotamus amphibious. But they're only related to horses, rhinos, and one of the biggest land mammals ever. Okay, so when you think of the largest salamander, you usually think of the Chinese giant salamander, stretching 150 centimeters long and weighing 100 pounds. But that was a former record. That is also a tradition. The record is currently held by a giant salamander from South China that stretched 200 centimeters long and weighed a hefty 130 pounds, making it not only the largest salamander, but maybe even the largest of all living amphibians.
Enough!